The world has always found a way to reinvent the night. But in 2026, we are witnessing a sonic and visual rebirth that feels like a glitch in time. It is called neon jazz. And it is the first true subculture of the mid-20s to bridge the gap between high-tech digital isolation and raw human soul. If you walk through the alleyways of places like Auckland or Tokyo right now, you aren't hearing the heavy bass of electronic dance music or the polished pop of the last decade. Instead, you are hearing the frantic, improvised wail of a saxophone processed through 1,000 digital filters. This is the sound of the future looking backward. To understand neon jazz, you have to understand the exhaustion of the digital age. For years, music was moving toward perfection. Perfect pitch, perfect timing, and artificial intelligence that could generate a hit song in seconds. But neon jazz is a rebellion against that perfection. It takes the complex, unpredictable spirit of 1950s bebop and crashes it into the aesthetic of a cyberpunk cityscape. It is music that feels like it was composed by a robot having a midlife crisis. The movement started in underground clubs where live musicians began to experiment with wearable technology. In a typical neon jazz set, the performer isn't just playing an instrument. They are wearing it. Sensors on the keys of a trumpet or the strings of a double bass trigger bursts of light and color that react in real time to the frequency of the notes. When the music gets faster, the room gets brighter. When the tempo drops into a moody, low register groove, the club dimmens to a deep, electric violet. It is a total sensory immersion that makes the listener feel like they are standing inside the music itself. Visually, the subculture is a masterpiece of maximalism. It has moved away from the clean, white minimalism of the early 2020s and embraced what designers are calling cluttercore. The fashion of neon jazz is a mix of vintage thrift store finds and high-tech hardware. You'll see young people wearing oversized 1940s suits paired with glowing smart rings and transparent headsets. It is a look that says, I appreciate the craftsmanship of the past, but I live in the electricity of the present. The philosophy of the movement is built on the concept of the beautiful mistake. In traditional jazz, improvisation is everything. Neon jazz takes this further by using AI as a sparring partner rather than a replacement. Musicians will play a melody, and an AI system will immediately play back a distorted, neon-shifted version of that melody, forcing the human to react and change their direction. It is a conversation between man and machine where neither one is fully in control. This unpredictability is exactly what people are craving in a world where everything else is curated by an algorithm. This isn't just a music scene. It is a lifestyle. The neon jazz aesthetic has bled into architecture and interior design. We are seeing a massive surge in the popularity of jazz neon lounges. Intimate, dark spaces filled with holographic art and the smell of old vinyl records. These are the new town squares for a generation that spent too much time behind a glowing screen. They are places where people come to be present, to listen to something that will never be played the exact same way twice, and to feel the vibration of a live instrument. What makes neon jazz so important in 2026 is its locality. While the internet has made most culture feel global and flat, neon jazz scenes are hyper-local. The neon jazz you hear in a basement in New Zealand sounds nothing like the scene in London or New York. Each city is injecting its own history and its own unique light into the genre. It has given cities a soul again, creating a reason for people to actually leave their houses and experience a specific moment in a specific place. As we look at the charts and the social feeds, it is clear that the mainstream is finally catching on. Major fashion houses are releasing neon jazz collections, and film scores are ditching the orchestral sweeps for the gritty, glowing syncopation of this new sound. It is the soundtrack of our current era, a world that is high-speed and high-tech, but still searching for that smoky, late-night human connection. Neon jazz reminds us that technology doesn't have to be cold. It can be warm, it can be expressive, and it can be incredibly soulful if we use it to amplify our own humanity instead of hiding it. The flickering lights of these clubs are a signal that even in an automated world, the heart still beats in a complex, syncopated rhythm. The night is no longer just dark or bright. It is electric. It is improvised. And for the first time in a long time, it feels completely new. Thanks for watching.